I'm Rob Kalin, founder of Etsy, and Etsy is the world's most vibrant handmade marketplace where people are buying and selling directly from each other all around the world. Etsy is an online handmade marketplace, and what this means is the handmade side is that the transaction is always human, that you're always buying and interacting directly with the person who's making and selling you what you're getting. And for the people who are making things, it's providing them with a global online marketplace for them to sell. And there's this vision that, if you're empowering lots of people to make their living making things, that you can have millions of local living economies around the world, and that these millions of local living economies are more sustainable for the planet than are a small number of huge conglomerate companies. Etsy is really trying to empower millions of people to make their own living wherever they are in their own local economy, but giving them access to a global marketplace. And we're doing this in a way where we're really focused on these very, very, very small businesses, which in some sense, governments don't even have the language for, because the United States government considers a small business as a business with 500 people or less. And we're looking at very, very, very small businesses, businesses of 3 people or less for the most part. And that there is something really heartening when you're your own CEO and you're waking up every day and you're going out there and you're making your own living. And on the consumer side, I think there's something equally important where you're able to buy things from people where you know who made it. And if you imagine your house is burning down and you can only rescue a couple things from it, you're not going to take your television or your toaster oven or things that might have been really expensive. You're going to take things that have this whole other type of value to you, the things that tell stories, things that remind you of people who made them or who gave them to you. And so we're trying to spread that sense of value throughout the world as well. The United States is a great country to start a tech company in because it's so easy to fail and stand back up and start over again. And if you're starting a company on the legal side, you can get an EIN in probably under a minute online, and there are no facilitation fees to pay or anything like that. And there's, I think, a pretty good sense of community here of people who are trying to make it. And that was, I think, one of the goals of people coming to the United States, where you come here and you see the Statue of Liberty with her arm up in the air, and all these people were immigrating into this country to try and make a living with what they're doing. And so I think that that's kind of like the echo of that spirit of all the people came here to do this, and we're still trying. I think an innovator is someone who's unreasonable, wears overalls, and doesn't sleep that much. And what I mean is that they're looking at the way the world exists now, and they see things that they don't think are adequate and are really going after that and trying to change things for the better. And wearing overalls means that they're willing to roll up their sleeves and do whatever type of work it takes to make it successful, because things are always 10 times more work than you thought they were. And not getting a lot of sleep kind of adds to that, where when you're working with something you're passionate about, you almost forget that you're tired. Etsy's vision is to create millions of local living economies around the world and restore a sense of community to the economy, which is something that used to be very, very important, where you go to these marketplaces, and the marketplaces were at the crossroads of the world, and you would go there and see things you'd never seen or smell things you'd never smelled and meet people you'd never met before. And I think that's a really important part of an economy. And so this is what we're trying to do, but leveraging the power of the internet to do it, so you have a global audience, but you also have lots of local artists as well. I think that it's a really important part of democracy that you have many, many owners, and that if you want resilience in your economy, you need diversity, and without those two things, it's really hard to create a sustainable economy. The internet is a vital tool for democracy, and that one of the important uses for this tool is to democratize economies, and that as the spread of the internet reaches more and more parts of the world, that this is going to encourage this type of participation from people. And I think it's just getting started.